I'll begin my speech with this motion. The era has changed. The application of education has also changed. Based on the status quo, we are still lagging behind in the terms of condition. The resulting human resources are considered unable to compete with the advancement of civilization approaching the Industrial Revolution 4.0 or even 5.0. Because Indonesia still gathers students based on age because they think they will be easier to communicate because of the age equation. However, it cannot be a benchmark because even though their age is the same of their growth and development potential, their abilities will affect their discussions as well. So actually, all children are born with natural and extraordinary talents, but the existing education system has not been able to spur the potential that exists in every child to develop and reach the maximum stage. This indicates that there is something to be improved from the education systems that occurs in our country. We as the government side of the House support the motion as the definition of student grouping is grouping based on the ability and intelligence in the same class to provide the same environment for students who will develop their intelligence in certain fields. And we limit this motion that this primary and middle school is in Indonesia. Honorable Adjudicator, this is why it is important to categorize students based on their intelligence and abilities because this grouping benefits students by making them happier to study because the sustainability of the knowledge obtained with their expertise. Why primary and middle school? Because this is the stage where they must strengthen their basic knowledge and abilities so that they can survive at the next level. Primary and middle school is also the direction of their continued education, either continued through high school or vocational high school. This will determine their own future, Honorable Adjudicator, and their future is the main thing. And we must realize this program as soon as possible as the urgency is that Indonesia's education level is low and there are many students who want to develop their skills but are limited in scope and space that is exclusive and specific. And it is proven that Indonesia's education system is ranked 72 out of 77 countries based on the research of the Program for International Students Assessment. This proves that we need to take real steps to improve the quality of our education. Just imagine, Honorable Adjudicator, being in the bottom of 6 of the worldwide. Do we still want to stay silent and want to remain in an education system that will shackle our future? Honorable Adjudicator, in the name of transferring knowledge, as we can see, international institutions such as EF, IELF, Kumon have implemented the classification of students based on their abilities, and this has proven effective with many of their graduates successfully developing their skills in English or math. And we can also see how Singapore has implemented an education system based on ability. Just look at it. The Honorable Adjudicator, Singapore's education is rapidly progressing and improving rapidly after doing ability grouping. Even now, students from all over the world choose Singapore as the destination to continue their education. Therefore, reflecting on these things, it is time for us to apply ability grouping to improve the quality of education and produce potential human resources. And Honorable Adjudicator, we have 2 things to identify, Honorable. First, the learning activities will be more effective. If the current system, such as the junior high school in Klungkung, which is my current district, still enforce an age-based system, and this system proved to be ineffective because learning must wait for each student with different abilities to understand, and this proves to be a waste of time. The communication and the discussion will run smoothly when they have the same level of intelligence. So effective here is effective for students and also for the teacher. As a students, we will understand the learning without having to be afraid of being left behind by classmates, and other students do not have to wait for their friends to understand the learning. And nobody will feel they're left behind or otherwise. And the effectiveness for the teacher is that the teacher will be more organized and easier to deliver material to the students. And the teacher can design the material retrieved with the student's ability, so that learning objectives will be achieved more quickly. And with the learning objectives achieved, students will understand the learning that they must understand. And by understanding students, the learning they get will not be in vain and can be useful for building Indonesia, which is currently still a developing country. When their individual abilities develop maximally, they will be able to develop our country, Indonesia, into a developed country later. Secondly, from the motivation side, Honorable Adjudicator, when some students see that there are students who are younger than them but are able to match their abilities so that they are able to be in the same class with them, it will become a reference for enthusiasm and increase motivation for them to continue to improve their abilities. And here are two sides, Honorable Adjudicator. First, if the advanced students are put in the heterogeneous class, that they are tends to be lazy because they see that their friends are behind them. They are rarely want to improve their ability. And if the beginner student put at the heterogeneous class, they will be stressed out because they see that their friends can solve the cases within just around 5 minutes while they are still struggling to solve the same problems. And the second, if the advanced students are put at the homogeneous class, they will have always want to improve themselves because they know that there are many people at the same level as them and they need to improve to achieve their dreams. And I'll give you the mechanism, ladies and gentlemen. With this ability group system, we will do placement tests at the first with the type of cognitive or academic, including social, science, language, based on the education system in that country. This placement test is an assessment that needs to be done by students before entering an institution or school. Placement tests have the purpose of seeing the level of the students' abilities and skills. And after they take the placement test, each student gets their test results and will be grouped into groups according to their abilities. Grouping according to ability here is not a grouping based on stupid or smart, but based on beginner to advanced. And the system is allowing them to level up their level if they have the ability to join next level. Since we do believe and genuinely support grouping students based on ability to create an increasingly advanced civilization by producing students with optimal abilities. That's why, as the proposition, we are strongly agree to today's motion. Thank you.